In ancient India, Prince Rama returned home after years of pilgrimage to sacred places across the land. He had seen holy sites, met sages, studied scriptures, yet instead of finding peace, he fell into deep despair. The world seemed meaningless, life appeared futile, suffering was everywhere, death waited for all. What was the point of anything? His family grew concerned. His father, King Dasharatha, called upon the greatest sage in the kingdom, Sage Vasistha, the royal guru, master of wisdom. When Vasistha arrived, Rama poured out his existential crisis. Everything is impermanent. Everyone suffers. Death comes to all. I see no purpose in this world. What is the meaning of existence? What followed was one of the most extraordinary philosophical dialogues ever recorded. For 7 days, Vasistha taught Rama the supreme wisdom of non-duality, the nature of reality, the power of mind, the illusion of the world, the path to liberation. This teaching became the Yoga Vasistha, also known as Vasistha's Yoga, a massive text of 32,000 verses, 6 books, hundreds of stories, all teaching one truth. The world you see is a projection of your mind. Reality is consciousness. You are that. Tonight, you will receive the complete teaching of the Yoga Vasistha, the nature of reality as mind, the cosmic dream, the power of thought, the illusion of separateness, how to awaken from the dream. This is not philosophy for intellectual debate. This is direct pointing to truth, operational knowledge for liberation. The Yoga Vasistha is considered by many to be the supreme text of Advaita Vedanta, non-dual wisdom. It influenced spiritual masters across centuries. Ramana Maharshi called it one of the greatest books. Yogananda studied it deeply. Modern teachers reference it constantly. And now you will understand why. The cosmic illusion is about to be revealed. The dream is about to be recognized. Let us begin.
Before we enter the teaching, we must know the teacher. Vasistha, one of the Sapta Rishis, the 7 great sages of India, royal guru to the Ikshvaku dynasty, Rama's lineage, revered as Brahmarishi, a seer who had realized Brahman, master of both material and spiritual realms. Vasistha possessed complete knowledge of the Vedas, mastery over creation, siddhis, or supernatural powers, direct realization of non-dual truth, perfect equanimity in all situations. Vasistha's wisdom was legendary. He could manifest anything through thought alone. He had lived countless lifetimes. He remembered his previous existences. He saw through the illusion of the world, yet he remained engaged in worldly duties as guru to kings. The name Vasistha means most excellent or best. He was the best of sages, the highest of teachers, the one chosen to awaken Prince Rama. Why was Vasistha the right teacher for Rama? Because Rama was not an ordinary student. He was an avatara, divine incarnation. Yet even avataras must awaken to their nature. Vasistha's teaching method was unique. Not dogma or blind faith, but inquiry and investigation. Not mere philosophy, but experiential understanding. Not religious doctrine, but direct pointing to truth. He used stories, parables, analogies, logical reasoning, all to dismantle false beliefs, all to reveal what is. In the Yoga Vasistha, Vasistha appears not just as guru, but as embodiment of supreme wisdom itself. Every word he speaks carries the weight of direct realization. Every teaching emerges from his own experience of truth. He is not theorizing. He is describing what he knows. And what does he know? That consciousness alone is real. That the world is a projection. That you are not the body or mind. That liberation is not gained. It is recognized. This is Vasistha's gift. This is what he transmitted to Rama. And through this text, to you.
The Yoga Vasistha begins with Rama's dispassion, vairagya. After his pilgrimage, Rama saw through everything. Wealth is temporary. Pleasure is fleeting. Relationships end in separation. The body decays. Death is certain. He spoke to his father and the assembled court. What is the point of pursuing anything when everything ends? Why seek pleasure when pain inevitably follows? How can there be happiness when suffering is the nature of existence? I see the world as a vast cremation ground. I have no interest in kingdom or marriage or enjoyment. All seems empty and meaningless. This was not depression. This was dispassion born of clear seeing. Rama had seen through the surface of life to its fundamental unsatisfactoriness. He had reached what Buddha would later call understanding of dukkha, the unsatisfactory nature of conditioned existence. This existential crisis was necessary. Without seeing the problem, no solution is sought. Without dispassion toward the false, no passion for the true arises. Rama's despair was actually spiritual maturity. The court was disturbed. The prince should be celebrating his return, planning his future, preparing to rule. Instead, he sat in silence, unmoved by anything. King Dasharatha consulted with minister Vishwamitra. They agreed only Sage Vasistha could resolve this crisis. Vasistha was called. When he arrived and heard Rama's words, he smiled. This was not a problem to be solved. This was a student ready to receive the highest teaching. Vasistha said to the assembly, Rama's dispassion is not weakness, it is wisdom beginning to dawn. His questions are not signs of despair, they are the doorway to liberation. I will now teach him the supreme knowledge. Listen carefully. This teaching benefits all. And so began the discourse. 7 days, dawn to dusk. Vasistha speaking, Rama listening, the court bearing witness. The teaching that would become the Yoga Vasistha.
The Sista's core teaching is radical. The world you perceive is not external. It is a projection of your mind. Like a dream, everything you see, created by consciousness, mountains, rivers, other people, your own body, all of it appearing in consciousness, made of consciousness, having no existence apart from consciousness. This is not solipsism, only you exist. This is non-duality. Only consciousness exists, appearing as everything. The analogy Vasistha uses most is dreams. In your dream at night, entire worlds appear, people interact, events unfold. You have a dream body. You experience dream emotions. But when you wake, where did it all go? It never existed anywhere except as mental projections. It was all mind. The waking world is the same. What you call reality is the waking dream. It appears real because you are identified with it, but it is no more substantial than last night's dream. Vasistha explains, the world arises in the infinite consciousness like waves in the ocean. The waves are not other than water. The world is not other than consciousness. This is the famous statement, Brahma Sacham Jaganmithya. Brahman, consciousness, is real. The world is illusion. Not that the world doesn't exist at all, but that it exists not as you think it does. It exists as consciousness appearing as the world, like gold appearing as jewelry. The jewelry has no independent existence. It is gold taking various forms. Remove the names and forms, a ring, a necklace, a bracelet. What remains? Gold. Remove the names and forms from the world, a tree, a mountain, a person. What remains? Consciousness. This is the supreme teaching. You are not in the world. The world is in you. You are not a body containing consciousness. You are consciousness temporarily appearing as a body. The implications are staggering. You are not limited by the body. You are not bound by circumstances. You are not subject to death. You are infinite, eternal, free. You always were. You always will be. You need not become this. You need only recognize this. If the world is mind, what is mind? Vasistha's teaching, mind is not a thing. It is the power of consciousness to imagine, to project, to create apparent realities. Mind is creative imagination, sankalpa, the power to conceive and manifest. Your thoughts create your reality, not metaphorically, literally. The world you experience is the materialization of your mental conditioning. Vasistha explains through countless stories. A man thinks he is cursed. The curse manifests in his experience. A sage imagines a universe. That universe becomes real within consciousness. You believe you are limited. Therefore, you experience limitation. This is not positive thinking philosophy. This is recognition of how reality operates. Consciousness is primary. Mind is its creative power. Thoughts are subtle forms. The world is gross manifestation of those subtle forms. The process, pure consciousness, like blank canvas. Thought arises, first stroke of paint. Thought develops, painting takes shape. Thought crystallizes, painting appears solid and real. This is how the cosmos emerged. Brahman's first thought, may I become many. That thought projected multiplicity. The one appeared as the many. Vasistha says, in the beginning there was only infinite consciousness. It thought, I am. From that thought, all this arose. You are doing this constantly. You think, I am this body. The experience of being limited to a body arises. You think, I am separate. The experience of separation arises. You think, I am bound. The experience of bondage arises. But these are all thoughts, not truth. The power of mind is absolute. A yogi thinks himself into another body. He experiences that body. A sage thinks of a universe. That universe appears. You think you are human. You experience human life. What you think, you become. What you believe, you experience. This is why beliefs create reality. Change beliefs, change reality. Change mind, change world. The Yoga Vasistha is a manual for understanding the creative power of mind, learning to direct that power consciously, using it to transcend the illusion, and ultimately realizing you are not mind at all. You are the consciousness in which mind appears.
Vasistha describes 6 states that veil reality. 6 layers of illusion keeping you trapped in the dream. Understanding these is crucial. 1. Ignorance, ajnana, the fundamental not knowing, forgetting your true nature.
identifying as body-mind instead of consciousness. This is root cause. From this, all else follows. 2. Sense of I, ahankara. The arising of ego, the thought I am separate, the sense of being an individual. This is the birth of suffering, separation from wholeness. 3. Identification, attachment. Believing I am this body, I am these thoughts, I am this person. False identification, mistaking the temporary for the eternal. 4. Desire, vasana. Wanting to obtain or avoid, craving pleasure, fearing pain, seeking fulfillment in objects. This drives action. This perpetuates the cycle. 5. Action, karma. Deeds performed from desire. These actions create consequences. Consequences require future experiences. The wheel of birth and death continues. 6. Suffering, dukkha. Inevitable result of all the above. Pain, dissatisfaction, anxiety, fear, grief. This is the human condition. As long as these 6 operate, you remain in bondage, in the dream, in the illusion. Liberation requires recognizing the ignorance, seeing through the ego, releasing identification, dissolving desires, transcending karma, ending suffering. How? By awakening to truth, by realizing none of this is ultimately real. It is all appearance in consciousness. You are the consciousness, not the appearance. The Yoga Vasistha systematically dismantles each layer. It shows ignorance is based on false assumption. It reveals ego is just a thought. It demonstrates identification is mistaken. It exposes desire as based on illusion. It explains karma as dream action. It liberates from suffering through recognition. This is the path, the unwinding of illusion.
The Yoga Vasistha is famous for its stories. Hundreds of tales, each illustrating aspects of the teaching. Some key stories. The story of Leela. Queen Leela's husband dies. In her grief, Sage Saraswati shows her husband exists in countless parallel universes, living different lives. The universe she knows is one of infinite universes, all existing simultaneously in consciousness, all equally real, all equally illusory. Leela realizes the death she mourns is just a transition in the infinite dream. Her husband never truly dies. He continues in other realms. Reality is far vaster than she imagined. The story of Leela's universe. Inside one hair of Vishnu, infinite universes exist. Inside one atom, whole worlds arise. The infinitely large and infinitely small mirror each other. Space is consciousness. Time is consciousness. Everything is consciousness, imagining itself as everything. The story of the crow and the coconut. A crow lands on a palm tree. A coconut falls. Observers think the crow caused it. But the crow's landing and the coconut's falling were separate events, appearing connected. Coincidence, not causation. Similarly, much of what you think is cause-effect is merely coincidence. The mind creates connections, imposes meaning, finds patterns. But life is more spontaneous than you realize. The story of the rock's life. A rock has lived countless lifetimes. It remembers being human, being animal, being God,
being demon, all experiences occurring within the rock's consciousness. The rock is not actually a rock. It is consciousness imagining rockness. Just as you are not actually human, you are consciousness imagining humanness. The story of King Yanaka. Yanaka dreams he is a beggar. In the dream, he completely forgets being king. He suffers poverty, fear, hunger. Upon waking, the beggar life vanishes, never was. Where did those years of suffering go? Nowhere. They never existed except as dream. Your life now is the same, a dream in consciousness. Upon awakening, this life will vanish, never was. Where will it go? Nowhere. It never existed except as appearance. Each story serves the teaching, showing the dreamlike nature of reality, revealing the power of mind, demonstrating consciousness as fundamental, pointing to your true nature. These are not mere entertainment, they are medicine, delivered in story form to penetrate defenses, to bypass the intellect, to hit directly.
Vasistha teaches that 4 qualities are essential for liberation, 4 gatekeepers at the door to freedom. Without these, the highest teaching cannot be received. 1. Dispassion, or vairagya, seeing through the allure of temporary pleasures, recognizing the unsatisfactory nature of worldly pursuits, not clinging to anything, not seeking fulfillment in objects. This is what Rama had. This is why he was ready. Without dispassion, you chase illusions. You remain distracted. You have no motivation to awaken. With dispassion, you turn inward. You seek truth. You are ready for liberation. 2. Desire for liberation, or mumukshutva. Intense longing to be free. Not mere curiosity, not philosophical interest, but burning desire to know truth, to end suffering, to realize your nature, to be liberated now. This must be your top priority, above all else. Vasistha says, without the desire for liberation, no amount of teaching helps. With it, even a little teaching liberates. 3. Discrimination, or viveka. Ability to distinguish, real from unreal, eternal from temporary, self from not self, truth from illusion. This is the sword of wisdom. It cuts through confusion. It separates wheat from chaff. It reveals what is. Without discrimination, you mistake the rope for a snake. You take the false for true. You remain deceived. With discrimination, you see clearly. You are not fooled. You recognize reality. 4. Right practice, or sadhana. Appropriate methods to stabilize understanding. Not rituals for their own sake, but practices that support awakening. Meditation, self-inquiry, study, association with the wise. Whatever keeps you oriented toward truth. These 4 together open the door, grant access, allow reception, enable liberation. Vasistha emphasizes you cannot skip these. They are not optional. They are the foundation. Rama had all 4, especially after his pilgrimage. His dispassion was complete. His desire for truth was total. His discrimination was sharp. His readiness was absolute. This is why Vasistha's teaching landed. This is why Rama awakened. Do you have these 4? Are you ready?
A crucial distinction in the Yoga Vasistha. Sakama karma, action with desire.
seeking results, acting for personal gain. This binds, creates future karma, perpetuates the cycle. Nishkama karma, action without desire, no seeking of results, acting from wholeness. This liberates, creates no karma, allows freedom. Vasistha explains to Rama, you need not renounce action, you must renounce desire in action. Rama is a prince, he will be king. He must act, rule, make decisions, fight wars. But he can do all this without attachment to outcomes, identification with the role, egoic investment in results. How? By recognizing the one acting is not the real self. The real self is witness, silent, uninvolved. The body-mind acts, but you, consciousness, merely watch. This is the secret. Act fully, but remain unattached. Do your duty, but claim nothing. Live in the world, but be not of it. This is karma yoga, the yoga of action. And Vasistha teaches it is available to everyone. Householders, kings, warriors, anyone. You need not become a monk. You need not renounce the world. You only see through the identification. Recognize your true nature. Act from that recognition. The Bhagavad Gita, which Rama receives later from Krishna, echoes this teaching. Perform your duty, but be not attached to results. The wise see inaction in action, and action in inaction. Vasistha laid the foundation. Krishna completed the teaching, both pointing to the same truth. Freedom is not about stopping action. Freedom is about seeing who you truly are, then acting from that knowing.
One of the most mind-bending aspects of the Yoga Vasistha, the teaching on time and space. Vasistha declares, time is a concept, it has no reality. Past and future are thoughts in the present. Only now exists. Everything happens now. Even your memories of past, happening now. Your anticipations of future, happening now. The entire timeline is a mental construct. Right now, all time is present. All time is contained in this moment. Past, present, future, simultaneous. You can access any time through consciousness because it's all here, all now. Similarly with space. Space is not a container, it is consciousness appearing as extension. The distance between objects is consciousness. The emptiness of space is consciousness. Near and far, same. Inside and outside, same. It's all consciousness. The implications? You are everywhere. Everything is here. Nothing is separate. No actual distance. The entire cosmos in you, as you, now. Vasistha demonstrates this through stories. Sage Vasistha shows Rama countless universes existing simultaneously. Each universe contains infinite space and time, yet all fit within consciousness, like dreams within the mind of a sleeper. Practical application? You are not limited by time. Past conditioning need not control you. Future is not predetermined. You are free now. You are not limited by space. Location is illusion. You are everywhere consciousness is, which is everywhere. This teaching demolishes the belief in linear time, the illusion of separation in space, the sense of being trapped, the feeling of limitation. What remains? Pure consciousness, eternal presence, infinite being, absolute freedom, here, now, always.
Vasistha teaches the method for awakening, self-inquiry, asking, who am I? Not as a thought exercise, but as genuine investigation. Looking directly, not at thoughts about yourself, but at the one aware of thoughts. Not at body sensations,
but at the one aware of sensations. Not at emotions, but at the one aware of emotions. The method. Whenever you identify a something, ask, who is aware of this? Follow awareness back to its source. Rest as pure awareness itself. Don't accept conceptual answers. I am consciousness. This is still a thought. I am awareness. This is still a concept. I am that. This is still the mind. Instead, look directly. Be what you are, prior to thought, prior to concept, prior to name. Vasistha gives Rama the pointer, you are not the body, for you are aware of the body. You are not the mind, for you are aware of the mind. You are not thoughts, for you are aware of thoughts. What are you? Look directly. This is Atma-vichara, self-inquiry, later codified by Ramana Maharshi, but first taught here by Vasistha. The inquiry dissolves the belief in being a person, the identification with form, the sense of limitation. What remains is awareness itself, consciousness, being, the self. Not a new state achieved, but what you always were, simply recognized. Vasistha emphasizes this is not intellectual understanding. This is direct seeing. Not thinking about awareness, being awareness. Not conceptualizing the self, being the self. The moment of recognition is liberation, instant, complete, irreversible. Nothing changes. Everything is seen differently. You don't become free. You recognize you always were free. This is the gift of self-inquiry.
The goal of the Yoga Vasistha, Jivanmukti, liberation while alive, not waiting for death, not hoping for heaven, but awakening now. Vasistha describes the Jivanmukta, the liberated one. Still has a body, still acts in the world, still appears human, but inwardly completely free, identified with nothing, attached to nothing, fearing nothing, desiring nothing. The Jivanmukta's characteristics: equanimity, pleasure and pain are equal, praise and blame don't move them, success and failure are the same. Clarity, sees everything as consciousness, no confusion about what is real, no doubt about truth. Freedom, not bound by conditioning, not compelled by desire, not avoiding anything. Spontaneity, acts naturally, without calculation, without seeking results, from wholeness. Compassion, sees all beings as self, responds to suffering naturally, helps without effort or ego. Vasistha teaches Rama, be like the lotus in water, in the world but untouched. Act fully, but remain free. This is the highest life. The Jivanmukta is not passive or inactive, denying the world, suppressing emotions, forcing detachment. Instead, they are naturally free, spontaneously wise, effortlessly loving, already whole. How to become Jivanmukta? You don't. You recognize you already are. The seeking itself is the problem. The idea that liberation is elsewhere, in the future, after more practice. This is illusion. Liberation is now, here, already, as what you are. Vasistha's final teaching to Rama: you are already free. You always were. You need not become anything. Just stop believing you are bound. In this recognition, liberation is instant.
Remain as you are. This is Jivanmukti. And Rama understood. The crisis dissolved. The questions disappeared. He saw. He was never bound. He was never separate. He was never limited. He was consciousness itself, playing the role of Rama. And from that recognition, he lived. He ruled. He acted free.
How do you apply the Yoga Vasistha's teaching today? Practical methods. 1. Question your assumptions. You assume the world is solid and external. Question this. You assume you are the body-mind. Question this. You assume limitations are real. Question everything. 2. Observe the dreamlike nature. Notice how the waking world operates like dreams. Thoughts create your reality. Beliefs manifest as experience. What you focus on expands. The world responds to your consciousness. 3. Practice witnessing. Throughout the day, step back. Watch your thoughts arise and dissolve. Observe emotions come and go. Notice sensations appear and disappear. You are the watcher, not the watched. 4. Investigate I. When you say I, which I are you referring to? The body, the thoughts, the feelings, or the awareness of all these? Look directly at this I. 5. Recognize consciousness. In every experience, notice the consciousness that knows it, the awareness that is present, the being that is. This is what you are. 6. Live as if it's a dream. Since it is, don't take it so seriously. Play your role fully but lightly. Do your duty without attachment. Respond without reactivity. 7. Study the teaching. Read the Yoga Vasistha. Contemplate its stories. Let the teaching penetrate. Allow understanding to deepen. 8. Cultivate the 4 gatekeepers. Develop dispassion. Strengthen desire for truth. Sharpen discrimination. Maintain right practice. 9. Act without desire for results. Do your work. Give your best. Release attachment to outcomes. Trust the process. 10. Rest as awareness. As often as possible, stop doing. Just be. Rest as pure awareness. This is your nature. The modern relevance. The Yoga Vasistha addresses existential anxiety by revealing what you are, depression by showing the dream nature, fear of death by demonstrating you are deathless, feeling trapped by revealing you are free, seeking happiness by showing you are happiness itself. This ancient text speaks to modern consciousness, addresses contemporary crises, offers timeless wisdom, points to immediate liberation. For 7 days, Sage Vasistha taught Prince Rama the supreme wisdom, the nature of reality, the power of mind, the illusion of the world, the path to liberation. At the end, Rama understood completely. The despair lifted, not because circumstances changed, but because he saw through them. He recognized he was not Rama. He was consciousness playing Rama, not bound by the story, not limited by the role. Free, always free. The Yoga Vasistha's teaching, in summary: consciousness is all that exists. The world is a projection of mind. Your thoughts create your reality.
You are not the body or mind. You are awareness itself. Liberation is recognizing this, right now, no delay. The metaphor that captures everything. Life is a dream. You are the dreamer. Not the character in the dream, but the consciousness dreaming. When you wake from a night dream, where did the dream world go? Nowhere. It was never anywhere. It was appearance in consciousness. When you wake from the waking dream, where will this world go? Nowhere. It was never anywhere. It is appearance in consciousness. You are that consciousness. You always were, you always will be. Nothing that happens in the dream binds you, defines you, limits you. It's just a dream. You watch it all. You are the screen on which it plays, untouched, unchanged, free. Vasistha's gift to Rama and to you is this recognition, this seeing, this knowing. You are not who you thought you were. You are not what you believed yourself to be. You are infinite, eternal, consciousness itself, the supreme reality, Brahman, the One, playing all the parts, dreaming all the dreams. You. This moment, reading these words, you are that. Not becoming that, already are that. Vasistha says, having heard this teaching, reflect on it deeply, practice self-inquiry, recognize your true nature, live as the self. This is liberation. This is the goal. This is completion. The Yoga Vasistha ends with Rama's enlightenment, his perfect understanding, his complete freedom, and his continuation in the world as king, as avatar, living, acting, free. You can do the same. This is not just for princes and sages. This is for you, now. The teaching is complete. The transmission is given. The recognition is available. What you do with it is your choice. But know this, you are already free. You were never bound. This entire search for liberation was the cosmic joke. You seeking what you already are. Stop seeking. Be what you are. Rest as awareness. This is the Yoga Vasistha. This is the supreme non-dual wisdom. This is truth.